uongozi wa Tshisekedi lazima tuondoe, ili raia wawe na amani, ili tuwe na nchi ambayo inaheshimika, raia ambao wanaheshimika, tuwe na jeshi nzuri, jeshi la wananchi. Walipata vizuri? Walipata vizuri?
General Sultan Makenga, the military leader of the M23 rebel group, has defended his forces' recent military advances in the eastern Congo, describing their fight as a struggle for survival. In a rare interview with Belgian researcher and former Senator Alain Destex, Makenga accused President Felix Tshisekedi of failing to protect all Congolese citizens, describing him as a bandit who has shown no love for the country. Since late 2021, M23 has reignited its armed struggle, asserting that it's defending Tutsis, Banyamulenge, Hema, and other Kinyarwanda-speaking communities who face persecutions, killings, and other abuses due to their ethnicity. Makenga insists that M23 took up arms only because they were threatened with extermination. He blamed the international community for turning a blind eye to the root causes of the conflict in the eastern Congo.
We are fighting for our survival. We could not allow ourselves to be wiped out without reacting. It is unfortunate, but the outside world refuses to acknowledge this reality.
Citing attacks against Tutsi-majority villages, he pointed to a recent incident in Turo, Masisi territory, where a village was burned down simply because of its ethnic composition. Makenga denied that capturing key cities such as Goma and Bukavu was a strategic objective, but argued that it had become necessary to stop ongoing attacks.
From Goma, the armed forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo and other groups were launching attacks on our positions and on civilians under our control. We could no longer tolerate such aggression.
He also accused the Congolese and Burundian forces of regrouping in Bukavu and receiving supplies through Kavumu airport, which he said posed a threat that M23 had to neutralize. Despite their military successes, Makenga dismissed suggestions that the M23 intended to advance on Kinshasa unless threatened. As part of efforts to counter M23 offensive, the Southern African Development Community (SADC) deployed troops from South Africa, Malawi, and Tanzania to eastern DRC. Makenga said the forces are now holed up in bases around Goma following their heavy losses to M23.
They can move freely, but they are not permitted to carry weapons. We allow them to procure supplies. We want them to go home. They are free to leave whenever they wish.
The M23 leader also condemned the involvement of foreign mercenaries fighting alongside the Congolese army, particularly the presence of Romanian fighters, some of whom were forced to return home after M23 captured Goma in January.
It is unjust for people to come from Europe to kill those defending their rights. The world should be shocked, but apparently it is not.
M23 has been accused of abducting wounded individuals from Hill Africa Hospital in Goma. Makenga denies this, stating that some Congolese soldiers had disguised themselves as patients. He insists that FRDC soldiers in hospitals across the city have not been targeted. He also questions the fate of hundreds of FRDC soldiers who took refuge at UN bases after recent battles.
UN troops initially told us there were 2,000 Congolese soldiers after their defeat. Today, they say 1,200. Where did the other 800 go?
Despite the ongoing conflict, Makenga expressed willingness to negotiate, particularly in response to an initiative led by Angola, which currently holds the African Union presidency.
Of course, we want negotiations. We have acknowledged Angola's position, but we have not yet heard anything from Kinshasa.
Shortly after the interview, the Congolese government signaled its acceptance of the talks, with the negotiations set to begin on March 18th. It remains to be seen whether the March 18th talks will bring about the much-needed peace deal in the eastern Congo.